Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today for yet another Second Life lifestyle video on something that I find interesting or helpful in some type of way. And today, yes, the setup is a little different. I'm trying something new that I've been wanting to try for a minute. I had to mess around with OBS to, kind of figure out the settings and stuff like that. I'm not very tech savvy. I do the best I can. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be doing a reaction video. I like doing reaction videos, and this is going to be a different type of reaction video, meaning that in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you are going to see the video actually playing out, and I'm going to be reacting to it. There's a person on Second Life called Twisted, and he makes some videos that I really like. I like him a lot. I've recommended other people to watch his channel, and I just really like a lot of the points he makes. I find them to be very interesting and thought-provoking. And so that's why we're doing it right now. This is kind of a test run. This reaction video is going to be very mild. I'm just going to be stopping the video every so often and giving my opinions or what have you. And yeah, that's the way I'm going to be working this. I'm going to leave all of the original YouTube video info for this video if you want to watch it by Twisted. I'm going to obviously leave his info down below. Do watch his video, give him a thumbs up, leave a comment, whatever, support his channel. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys. So yeah, so here we are. And for those who may wonder, because every now and then this comes up, not often, but it does come up, that on video formats, you can play in at a reaction video as long as the reaction video takes up less than 70% of your screen, and this one is taking up less than, I would say, 40% of my screen. It's totally fine to play other people's videos and react to them and things like that. You don't have to ask the original person for permission. You could just do it. It's kind of like just a it just falls within the realm of not being a problem as far as YouTube standards go. So I just wanted to make that clear that what I'm doing is completely okay. The last reaction video I made, I did check in with the creator. This creator I did not check in with. I will reach out to him and let him know that I made a reaction video using his video. But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So now that's out of the way. And so I'm just in my computer room. I'm going to be playing his video up in the corner. And like I said, I'm going to be stopping it as we go on. He talked about 3 types of players in SL, and I just thought it was kind of interesting. So this is my first time doing this, so let's, go easy on me here. I'm sure it'll get smoother as I try to do this in the future. But anyway, all right, so here we go. And this is Twisted, and again, it's playing up in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to listen to what he says, and then I'll stop it when I have something to say.
Different types of players. Considering that this platform gives you an opportunity to experience it any way you choose in the first place, I think it's like rarely acknowledged that people do play Second Life for different reasons. So with that being said, I'm going to give you 3 different archetypes that I think anyone can identify with. And it could just let you choose what method best suits you as a player. So
Okay, guys. So yeah, it's a short video, so I'm just going to forward to where he's actually talking about it. All right. They had some music on there that I'm not sure is copywritten or not. But yeah, so he's getting into now people that play for free. Okay, so let's listen to what he says.
Self-explanatory if you're not familiar with that term already. Free to play means they avoid paying for in-game purchases at almost all costs, but because of that they typically have it a little bit rougher. Typically they have like outdated avatars and items and stuff like that, but that's because
Okay, so here, I just wanted to make a comment about this, and I would love to hear what type of player you guys think you are down in the comment section down below, because I think this is a really interesting conversation. Uh, Now, free to play, I've run into a couple people like this that are real hardcore free to play players. And what it is that they will hit up every free item in SL. They will just grab everything free, no matter what. And they will not drop a penny on their AVI. So in my experience from having come across these people in SL, it becomes very tricky to, it becomes very tricky to make an AVI the way you want it to look when you're using all free items. Now, yes, you could get a certain look and you could have a very nice looking AVI, because I've actually done videos on making free AVIs in the past, and I think you could get some really interesting stuff going with the free items if that's your thing. I enjoy it, but I do have to say that using the free items, you're not exactly getting that unique type AVI look, like those AVIs that you look at and you're like, damn, that's like really, really cool. It's really difficult to achieve that look if you're kind of new, or if you're just depending on free items. Yeah, I've done it. Like, it's difficult. It's not easy, you guys. Not easy at all to get your own style going on with the AVI. You do get more options when you start buying your own stuff. And that's just the way it is. But yeah, interesting nonetheless. And I do have to say this one thing about the free items. The free items are really cool, and it's nice that creators give free items. However, I do feel like you know, prices are raising in SL. There's no doubting that. Prices are being raised for everything from, clothing to transportation things you buy, animals you attach onto your AVI. Anything like that, the prices are being raised substantially, especially in the last 6 months, I would say, in SL. But I still think that it's important that everyone supports the creators, and that you don't just grab the free stuff and then never hit up that store again to purchase anything with actual money. And I know this is a gray area. I know people are going to disagree with me on this, but the two work together. Like, creators can't just make free items and never have anybody buy anything from their store. It doesn't work like that, you know? So that's the kind of caveat to this type of player. And but again, if you grab the free items and you're not happy with the design of those items, then yeah, don't buy from that store or that creator or that brand or whatever. But if you come across things that you like, then yeah, those are the ones that you should support. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth, you guys. Let's go on with the video here.
because they take advantage of the free gifts available. A lot of shops and a lot of events happen to where you can take advantage of sales, just whatever they can do to where they don't have to actually spend the money in their real life pocket. This archetype or this playstyle would be for you. You don't have to, break the bank or do anything crazy to enjoy Second Life. And that's exactly what I would say this archetype focuses on. Like, they just want to play Second Life just purely to have fun. They don't need to have all the crazy things that's available in Second Life. They just want to be able to play and have fun. So free to play, this is you guys right here. Or
Yeah, I just wanted to say again, because he said it again, that as far as buying the crazy things, he's calling it crazy things. I'm labeling it as the more unique items, the items that are more setting the actual style of your AVI to an extreme. Those are the items you're getting when you pay for them. Uh, but when you're at kind of the mercy of whatever the creator feels like distributing in the free realm when that's all you're using. I and I don't know. I guess it's kind of a gray area for me. I don't think you have to drop a lot of money on AVI, but I will say this. And again, I know this is controversial. I know how this sounds, you guys, but I do feel like the more money you drop on your AVI, the more unique it will look. Hey, it's my opinion. That's how I feel, um, because there are some really kick-ass items out there you could purchase, and man, they are really, really cool items. And it's just not possible to get some of that stuff free. It's just not. You got to drop the cash to get those unique, one of a kind type items. Yeah. All right. So, anyway, let's go on here.
Conservative, I say, if you want to be more professional. And because of that, there's a large range of players. I would say most people who play Second Life actually are in this realm. I mean, well, I would say back then when Second Life was a little bit more popular, at least, I would actually disagree with that. I would say the next archetype that I'm going to mention after this is the most popular archetype right now, or the most popular type of people playing Second Life. So like if you're an OG watching this video, definitely I think you can relate to what I'm trying to say. Like, it was a lot easier to play Second Life without breaking the bank back then, when I think 2008, 2009, or 2007, sometime around that time, where Second Life was at its peak popularity, I should say. And then also with that being,
yeah, I just wanted to stop him here. Yeah, I do want to say that I'm still myself fairly new to SL, meaning that I still, like, I've been on SL like around 5 years. And, but some people have been on SL for like 16 plus years, you guys. That's a long, long time to be on SL. And, I think I don't know when they came out with the beta form of SL, but anyway, regardless, 16 years is a very long time. And when people first started playing SL, it was a lot more based on community, socializing, stuff like that. It was less based on the way your AVI looks. And as we all know, the system AVIs and the way the AVIs looked back when SL first started, they look substantially better now in SL. But I have heard from multiple people that do know, because I don't know, I haven't been on SL as long as some people, but some people that are long timers on SL have told me, under no uncertain terms, that SL used to be a lot more social. And as soon as the AVIs started looking a lot better, the social aspect of SL started going down. So, meaning people socialize a lot less now. And I will say this, that again, I haven't located the article. I need to locate this magical article I keep referring to. But the female that runs Seraphim on SL, the one that has all the sale pages and stuff, she did write an article and release it online at one point, and she stated herself that more people more people buy products now in SL than ever before. People are buying, according to the woman on Seraphim, who runs Seraphim. She stated in this article that people are spending more money on items like AVI stuff bodies, clothing, stuff like that. Much more money than is being spent on land and the premium memberships and all that stuff. So people are consuming a large amount. There's a lot more money that's transferring hands based on the fact that people want to make their AVIs look better, even more than houses and decor stuff and, stuff like that. And I don't know how much money SL makes on the premium memberships, but from what I understand, uh, there's a fair amount of people that are still not interested in premium memberships. So anyway, just a piece of information that's interesting. All right, let's keep going here.
Being said, I want to kind of explain something real quick. So I want to say that it's not always exactly 100%, yo, you don't have to spend $1. There is what I like to call base and peak. So what that means is kind of like, okay, if you're free to play and you don't spend a dime and you're grinding, I don't know, maybe you might role play a job that someone gives you lindens so you can be able to buy things. That's still free to play because you didn't, bring out your credit card to buy the in-game purchases. You worked for it or whatever the case may be. There's a
I just want to make a comment about this. That he's getting into, he's going to start referring to people who, the type of player in SL. Now he's calling them players. I'm using his wording, not mine. But he's stating that there's a certain segment of people out there that have jobs in SL, and they will use that job to make money in SL and cover all of their expenses in SL. Now, I do know some people that do this. Like I have a couple friends that do photography in SL and or even home decor, and doing those services in SL basically covers anything they want or need in SL. Like it covers the clothing, it covers their rent, housing, furniture, whatever. So they're kind of, as long as they cover those expenses and no money is kind of coming out of their pocket, so to speak, that segment of the population in SL is happy. And a lot of times I have friends that spend a lot more money than I do, like a lot more. Um, so there's that. And I will just say that I myself have never worked in SL. I feel at one point there is something that I want to get into creating this one aspect of SL. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, you guys, that I don't have a desire to work in SL, like doing club promoting or babysitting or whatever it is people do in SL to make money. Even the home decor, all of that stuff takes a huge amount of time, and I don't like taking my time to do stuff like that. So in general, yeah. So anyway, there's that. And like I said, I am going to start dabbling a little bit in the creative end. But yeah, so anyway, so there you go. All right, let's continue on.
there's a lot of people that can maximize that, and that's what I'll call peak on that end. So there's a difference between a peak free to player. I think the peak free to players are the guys who kind of have it figured out to have the most amount of fun without breaking the bank. And I would say a base free to play player is someone who's like just starting out and they're on the grind to become on, what the peak is. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, to me, that it just seems like it's common sense, but I know everyone doesn't kind of think that deep into it. So yeah, for sure, that I want to say that, and that also applies to all the other archetypes as well. But next, getting started, I say getting started like I didn't just start already. Wow. But next, I like to call this the minimal or business class. This class is mainly focusing on, they kind of budget, meaning like they might buy lindens in game currency, but they'll do it on a budget. This is currently the most popular playstyle right now because this is the people who most likely are playing Second Life to have a business or provide a service to probably make the in-game currency back or to even make real life money.
Okay, so yeah, so he's talking about people that have businesses that are basically just trying to cover their expenses within SL just to get what they want and what they need. And usually, people like that, in my experience, don't stress about how much money they're spending in SL because if they made the money in SL, they just blow it in SL. They're not really thinking about, at least in my experience, they're not stressing over, oh, that's like a 3,000 Linden fat pack or a 5,000 Linden fat pack. They're just buying whatever they need to buy and they're just like covering it. That's my personal experience with this type of archetype type of player. Yeah.
To make this into whatever business that they want to turn it into. So they're always looking for a flip. They're always looking for, how can they make more money? How can they make their money back if they put money into this? So, people who have marketplaces, people who have events, people make shapes, skins, poses, whatever the case may be. These are the most common people that you're going to run into. So I would say they try to make a balance between having fun and actually making it a business. A lot of free-to players maybe don't understand is that these people who play for these reasons, they might be a little bit more dedicated to it than you are because they're not playing it solely just for fun. They're playing it to see if they can have fun and make money at the same time. I think
Right. He makes a good point again, is that the type of player that does SL, like they want to work in world, make money to cover their expenses, they are tending to look at it more seriously in my experience. Like, they want to make sure, oh, I need to make a certain amount in order to cover what I need to cover in SL. Uh, they do tend to budget, in my experience, as far as the hours that they put into it for work. Yeah, so they just want to make sure that they're working enough to cover what they need to cover. Yeah.
that's what a lot of people don't look at. Typically, when you run into them, they have the up-to-date avatars. Because again, they're making everything, they're making all the money, they're working for all that stuff. So if you're willing to invest money and bet on yourself, then I would agree that Second Life is the way to go. You can actually make a decent amount of money if you're looking to do so, if that's the reason why you want to play. There's stories about a whole bunch of people with making, $100,000 and paying their rent and, they're paying their apartment and their car notes with, Second Life. They're doing a whole bunch of things. Their real life is being affected by playing on something that some of you might just call a game. So, it's important to them if it may not be important to you. And last but not least, the last archetype I want to say is, I like to call it pay to win, or these are the consumer class that I like to call it. And these guys pretty much just purely rely on fun, but they rely on buying in-game currency as well. They don't mind cashing out, buying whatever they need to buy. It's whatever because they just want to buy it. It's not an issue for them. This is the least common playstyle purely because, everyone's not willing to spend as much as these people. It's very rare, but
Okay. Yeah. So again, he's bringing up some interesting stuff. I think this stuff is really fun to talk about. And yeah, I like the points he's bringing up. Now, I will say this, and I could only speak for myself, like what I personally do, is that's what I'm most familiar with, is what I do. But I can say that I do know a couple people who will remain nameless, but people that I know pretty well, and they work a decent job in real life, and they do SL for relaxation or whatever, and they are just not concerned. They are not bothered with how much money they spend in SL. They don't care. Okay. So, if they drop, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, a couple $100, it's whatever. They don't stress it. They, like, in other words, they want to get their AVI looking a certain way. They want a certain type of house with a certain type of vibe. And like I said, you do get more choices when you start dropping money for this type of thing. So, some of the people that I know just have dropped a substantial amount of money to get the AVI looking a certain way, to get their home, their sim or whatever looking a certain way. And, for them, it's worth it. That's just what they do. They're not so worried about budgeting as they are just having the max amount of entertainment that they could have out of the situation. And that entertainment falls under the guise of, their AVI, their sim, the furniture, stuff like that. So, they're not bothered by the financial end of things, which is fine. We're all different. That's cool. With me, I've stated before in other videos that I do work. And, basically with me, if I want something, I'll get it. I tend not to drop a lot of money on stuff that I really don't like. But, for the most part, if I want something, I'll just get it because, I just want it. I want that look. I want to, have that thing for whatever reason. For the most part, I'm focused on the AVI stuff. I like that. I'm not so into the house and decor and stuff. I like having a decent looking house, but I don't drop crazy amounts on the house. That's for sure. But I have decent. I'll go to the weekend sales and stuff, and I'll buy furniture and stuff like that. So whatever. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going here.
These people will kind of have a vision of what they want to do. They'll have like a lot of maybe like custom everything or special made everything, specifically for them. So they might have, custom a custom skin to maybe look like them in real life, or to look like their favorite, I don't know, actor or rapper or cartoon character. I don't know, whatever they want to do. Maybe a custom furry. I know furries be playing and stuff like that, right? I don't know if a furry's watching this video, but I see you. I see you guys. So their main focus.
Yeah. So I've never ran into anybody in SL that has custom skins made. I've heard people discuss it before, but I've never ran into anybody that has done that. So if you know anybody that's done that, I would love to hear about it. But I wouldn't even know who to approach on stuff like that. There's certain skins that I like, and I'll go to their store and I'll, purchase from them. But as far as having a custom skin made, I've never known anybody to do that. That sounds really excessive to me. But I have heard whispers about people checking into that type of thing. But I think that the people that do that, it's not widely known who you even go to for jobs like that. Like I wouldn't even know who to approach for stuff like that. Yeah, so that in itself, that's an interesting concept in SL. And yeah, the furry stuff. Now, I will say this: I go to a couple sims that are fantasy, like very high fantasy realm, and a lot of those individuals have AVIs that you could just tell from looking at it. You could tell, like, some of them are human, some of them are more furry, some of them are a mix between the two. But you could tell from looking, you guys, that money has been spent on these AVIs, because when you start looking at all the pieces, the clothing, the auras, the head pieces, like just everything, that they dropped some good money on that AVI. Like it's crazy. So there are people that, spend a lot on their AVI, and, it's just, they work and they spend money on it, and it is what it is. And honestly, with me, it's kind of the same that, I work, we all earn money when we work. We all do. And so I just prefer to not spend a huge amount of my time on SL working on World. I would just rather, bite a Tilia and just get what I want. But I'm not crazy with it either. I know some people that are crazy. Like some people that just crazy. Like they spend so much money. But with me, I think I'm within the realm of reason. Like I'm not to the point of being crazy, but I do get what I want. Like if I see something I want, I just get it. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going.
is the creativity and the vision, and they're willing to pay for the best products and the best services. And they invest the most in Second Life by far. These are the people that I would say the business class are looking for. That's why I call them the consumer class, because consumers, consume. They get shit. They buy stuff. So again, it's some people who you might spend a little bit more than most people, or maybe you spend a whole bunch of money. You might put in, depending on what it is. Like, it's a base to peak kind of thing. Everyone isn't at the same level just because you're in the same archetype, or you would consider yourself to be in the same archetype as someone. I'm just putting it like this kind of because, again, I've seen a lot of people just talk down on somebody else because they play Second Life for different reasons that they play for. And I just thought that's kind of lame. Like, people want to play for all different types of reasons.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna kind of like phase out his video at this point, that like we've kind of covered all of the archetypes that he wanted to kind of touch on. And yeah, I do strongly feel that everybody has their own reasons for doing SL. With me personally, I'm more of a creative. Like, I want to work on the AVI and take photos and make videos and stuff like that. I just like that aspect of it. Other people come in for totally different reasons, and we all know that everybody is vastly different in SL. Like, they come in for very different reasons. And when you start to get into, the furries and the humans and stuff, you even get even more differences happening and what people are interested in and what they're not, or what have you. Yeah, so I think it's all just highly interesting. So I have to ask you guys, what archetype do you think you fall into in SL? And, you know, and also, ironically, I've heard a lot of people talk to me about what amount of money they feel is normal to drop on their AVI a month. That in itself is highly interesting. There's a vast amount of different opinions on how much money people feel like they should be dropping on their AVI. And I say should be, I don't mean that like there's a gun to anybody's head, but what I think is that just everybody's coming from different backgrounds, different areas, different parts of the world. And so their opinion on, what the proper amount of money is and not is very, very different. And also, depending on, like, I have a friend who is a DJ part time in SL, and he basically takes all his money, like every single last London, and he spends it all on his AVI. So he likes to work a certain amount of hours and then take that money and drop it all on his AVI. So he told me, because his AVI, he has male AVI, and his AVI always looks so like on point. Like, it looks really, really nice. Like, from the skin to the clothing to the little things that he holds in his hand, like lighters and stuff like that. Everything is always on point. Now, just for the sake of argument for this video, because I'm not mentioning his name, I'm not going to call anybody out on this video, that's for sure. But he told me he spends about 3,000 linden a month on his AVI. And I was shocked. I was like, a month? And he was like, yeah, every month I spend about 3,000. And I was like, geez, that sounds like a lot. A month, you know? But I actually threw that figure out to a couple people, and some people were like, yeah, that sounds normal, like 3,000 a month. That sounds cool. So, see, everybody's so different in what they think is okay and what they think is not okay. So anyway, it's just interesting as all. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I am going to go ahead and end the video here. I think it would be really interesting to get some type of conversation going in the comment section if you guys are into that. And, feel free to leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, uh, and any type of comment. I've been trying to say this in all of my videos lately. Any type of comment helps the algorithm for any YouTube creator. And, you could even leave an asterisk, a period. You could just say hi. Any of that YouTube reads as interaction. And that's how the videos are getting rated better. So I'm just throwing that out there. If you guys feel like doing that, that's cool. But I just think we all as a whole need to work on supporting the SL community, especially the part of the community, the creators that make the videos. We all just need to kind of support each other to keep the community type going. And, it makes people feel better, and it makes it fall more into place if people are getting better ratings on their videos and stuff like that. Yeah, and I mean that for everybody, not just me, for everybody in the YouTube community. I think it's a great thing to support each other. All right, so you guys have a good one, and I will go ahead and see you next time. Take care. Bye.